Hey kids, it's JJ again. I have a very unique video for you today. I'm actually traveling in northern part of the country, and I was on my way to a hotel room, and I said to my wife via text, I said I need to find a place to fly because that's something that I do when I travel. I always bring quads with me. So I get to my hotel that I'm checking into, and right behind it is this beautiful graveyard. And I know that sounds weird, but I like graveyards. I find them interesting. I think it's great to remember people, and just even people you don't know. I think it's absolutely fascinating to just walk around and see people's lives and see their lifespans and things like that. And a lot of times graveyards are absolutely gorgeous. And as long as nobody's around and you're not disrespecting anybody visiting their loved ones, I think they're a beautiful place to fly. I just do. I like flying in them in the winter. It's not a morbid thing. It's not a creepy thing. Actually, I'm a very faithful person, and spiritual. Believe in God, love all that stuff, and I think people should be remembered. So, and one of the things I like to do is I think when I'm flying in a graveyard, it's kind of fun. I like to think of all the little kids or older guys that were geeks like us, looking down, watching us fly, and I just think it's like kind of entertaining to them, I don't know, maybe that's really hokey. But anyway, I want to tell you the story. I'm flying with these, my micro brushless quads, and my FlyEgg 100 and my awesome Q95 mostly. And I'm flying around this graveyard, just having a ball. It's a beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous. I spent the whole day in a robotic welding lab, and I told my wife, I said, I just need to get out and fly a little bit and have some fun before I go to my hotel room. So I find my graveyard. It's like literally across the parking lot from my hotel, and I'm flying in this graveyard, and of course I always think I can fly great, and I don't, and I end up screwing up a spin, a flip over this 3-story high tree, and you're gonna see the tree at the end of the movie. Well, actually, you'll see it in a clip, in a FPV clip, or DVR clip. Where I actually land in this tree, but I stopped videoing after that, obviously. And I'm like, oh shit, right? I look up at this tree, and it's like 3 stories high. This oak tree. I can still see through my goggles. I can see leaves above the quad. That's all you can see through the quad. You see it in the video there. I'll put a little footnote in there. And I'm not actually putting any of these videos in specific order when I compile them, but I'm recording this before I do the video. But anyway, this thing is reaching heaven, dude. I mean, it's like 3 stories up in this tree. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm getting this pig out. So I flip my switch for my beeper, and I can hear it beeping, and I cannot see this son of a bitch save my life, right? I'm grayscale colorblind to begin with, which definitely makes things difficult. And I'm looking and looking and looking, but all the time, I can't help but look down at these graves that I'm walking around, and it's a Jewish cemetery, huge Jewish, beautiful cemetery, and it just so happens where I have my backpack and where I was kneeling on the ground flying, I don't know if you can see it in the videos, I was surrounded by a bunch of children. It was really kind of sad. Obviously, it's always sad when you see little babies that are buried, like that lived a day. And at the end of this video, you're going to see, I took pictures of some of the graves I was right by, and just as an ode to them, I'm putting them on the back of this video. And I kept looking up at the tree. I'm trying to find this quad. I see it beep. I hear it beeping, but it's 3 stories in the air. Ain't no way this bitch is coming down. There's no wind out. It's a gorgeous day. And I have resigned myself to the fact that I am never going to see my FlyEgg 100 again. Right? And which is fine, screw it, shit happens. And I'm thinking, I keep looking down at these graves, and I have a 1-year-old daughter, a 4-year-old daughter, and a much older son. And I see these little baby graves that are right next to me that are, lived 1 day or lived a week or whatever. And some of the pictures of the graves are at the end of the video. And I'm thinking, I'm so thankful that my family is healthy and everything's just, I have a fantastic life. I have the most amazing wife. I have the most amazing children. I have a great job. I'm healthy. My family's healthy, and I can lose a quadcopter in the tree and say, oh well, shit happens, and have that attitude. And what's funny is I couldn't concentrate. I keep looking at the little graves that are right behind me, the little children that died, and I'm looking at some of the older folks too, you know. And then I look back up the tree and I look down. And I'm like, I keep looking for the quad because I never give up, you know. And I see this grave. You'll see at the end of the video that says, "Beloved husband, father, grandfather, Zoltan Wolowitz," and he lived from 1915 to 1991. And I looked at that grave. My quadcopter's out where Jesus lost his sandals, stuck in this tree. And I looked at this grave and I saw that name. I'm like, and I said it out loud. There's nobody else around. I said, that is without a doubt the coolest name I've ever heard. Zoltan. Really? I mean, that is just badass. You were born in 1915 and your parents were that cool. They named you Zoltan. It's like a G.I. Joe figure, you know. And I literally said it out loud. I'm like, dude, that's a cool name, you know. I'm kind of weird like that. And I kept looking for my quad. And I kept looking, you know, 15 minutes goes by and I keep looking down and looking at the other graves and looking back up, looking down, looking back up. And I cannot see this quad, guys. I mean, this thing might as well be on Jupiter, right? And then I look at his grave again, and I'm standing right by the little children's graves, and I look at Zoltan's grave again, and I said it out loud again. I'm like, Zoltan, that is so freaking cool. And I said it with a smile on my face, and I swear on my child's eyes, leaves fell from out of that tree, and my stupid quadcopter fell and almost hit me, like 3 inches from my body, right? Hits the ground. Perfectly fine. There are no bent props. There's no damage. The battery's still connected. Everything's copacetic. And I looked at Zoltan's grave again. I'm like, dude, rock and roll, you know? And if you know me, this all makes sense. But, and then I just kind of stopped and I was thankful. You know, I had this great moment. I want this to be a nice deep thing, but it's really not. You know, where I'm all thankful for my family and my girls and all this stuff, and I am. But then I thought, man, and I got my quad back. But I took that as a sign from the people in this graveyard saying, dude, we really like you hanging out, flying this quad, as badly as you may do, around here, because all we do is get sad people that come and visit us and put rocks on our graves and shit. This is really cool. And I figure all these little kids are watching me. It's like, you know what? Hang it. I'm going to fly for these kids, you know? And I flew the rest of my batteries out. And I'm just going to stick all these DVRs together. I'm not going to get fancy with it because I'm not a fancy pilot. You know me. And I just thought it was the neatest thing in the world. And I took it as a sign from the people that died, or the sign from God. It's like, dude, here's your drone. Keep going. This is cool to watch. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful August day. And, you know, we don't get to see this kind of thing every once in a while. Here's your quad back and rock and roll. And I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I want to share it to you, so share it with you. So anyway, keep the shiny side up. Kind of a different video for me, but I called my wife right away and told her the story. And there's a picture of the tree it got stuck in. I don't know how proportional it is, but it's way the hell up there. And I took some pictures of the graves just so we can remember, you know, those that aren't here anymore. And I just thought it was great. I never left a fly happier. It was just fun. So keep the shiny side up, kids, and remember, every day above ground is a good day. Bye-bye.